the street. This is the San Diego Police Department. Everybody get off the street and go back into your house right now. Everybody go back into your house right now.
So I'm in San Diego, and I'm going to tell you the story of Sean Timothy Nelson. On May 17th, 1995, Sean drove through an open gate here at the National Guard Armory on Mesa College Drive in San Diego and stole a tank. He tried to steal, I believe, well, he attempted to steal 3 different ones and was successful on the 3rd. And by the time someone noticed, they called the police, of course. Sean took off, and at that point, there was a 57-ton M60A3 Patton tank on the loose in the streets of San Diego. Real life GTA. For 22 minutes, Sean Nelson wreaked havoc in this area. Absolutely destroyed a number of cars and RVs. So the backstory of Sean was that he was a U.S. Army veteran, 1978 to 1980. He was a tank driver, honorably discharged, but he had a lot of unfortunate situations that happened to him throughout the 80s and into the 90s. By the mid-80s, he was married. He had a great career, successful plumber. But things would start to go downhill after his mother's passing, 1988. He got into drugs and alcohol. 2 years later, his wife divorced him. Soon after that, he was in a motorcycle accident with permanent back and neck injuries. He sued Sharp Memorial Hospital for $1.3 million for mistreatment after that motorcycle accident, and he lost, and they countersued him. He actually had to pay their legal fees, I think $6,000 in early to mid-90s. It was quite a chunk of change. His father died shortly after that, and at some point his tools, plumbing tools, were stolen. He could not work, financial hardship. So it's not clear which entrance he used, but May 17th, 1995, he used one of the 3 entrances here to gain access. So the tank that you're looking at now is here just for display. This isn't the actual tank. This is an M47. The tank that he stole here was an M60A3. So he crept in here without anybody noticing, got into an M60A3 Patton tank, and took off. He was noticed, they called the police, but he took off, and there was a crazed man with a 57-ton tank now driving down the San Diego streets. Somebody's rocking out on the drums. So the strange thing is that he drove a little ways, a couple blocks, before hitting anything. So imagine that day being outside. It was a nice normal day and seeing a tank cruise down the road. It would have been a strange sighting for sure.
What we need to do is have officers, to the best of their ability and their safety, keep these cars away from them. There's cars that are following them, and I have no idea why.
He drove right over here. I'm wondering if that's why this cement is cracked here. And there was a car parked right here at this house, and drove right over it. I mean, he absolutely destroyed it. You can see the hydrant in the background. The fire hydrant is flowing water everywhere. There was a woman there taking a picture of the crushed car, and it was somewhere pretty much right in here, kind of. I mean, the garbage cans are a little in the way, but kind of something like this. So he continued on. Obviously, it's pretty much going to be unstoppable. this is basically what it would look like if you were in the tank, and the first location was right there. That's the hydrant, and the car that he crushed, the first car, was right there. Then he continued on and he made a left down a street called Baghdad.
This guy's in big trouble. Yeah, that's putting it mildly. He's doing these cars on purpose. Oh no. 22. The only stop this vehicle while it's rolling is to dump a bunch of concertina wire in front of it. If, I don't know if our SWAT guys have that.
So the motorhome was parked basically right here. And then this road curves around. So he cruised down here. You can imagine the sound that this must have made. People would have been like, what the heck? And then came down here, and right where this truck is, there was a white truck, and he totally demolished that truck. And then continued down here, made a right. Everything was pretty much, until he got on the highway, everything was pretty close. You know, he kept making lefts and rights and kind of stayed in this area. He turned on Beale, and then this swings around and goes right back to kind of where he was. Technically, it's another road. It's Blix. So then he came back down, basically returning to the same area where this car is now. He hit a car, and it kind of flipped up, and there was a van behind it, and he kind of hit the van, and then he continued down, made a left.
Stay out of the street, get off the parking lot, you're in danger. If you not have that.
He was making a left on Beagle. This fence was not here when that happened, but he almost hit that house. Backed up. I don't know if this pole was here. If it was, I'm sure he hit it, because he took out this fire hydrant here and then continued down the road. He comes down here. He crosses the highway here. Imagine being on the highway or any of these highways and seeing a tank cruise down the road.
Abel, we're going over the top of 163 right now.
Abel, can you call it from here?
Abel, I'll do my best. I'm trying to get it on video for you, and I'm trying to call it out on the PA to people. He's coming up towards Arrow Drive right now, northbound Linda Vista.
670 Sam, go.
Pack it up closer to that tank in case this guy stops. He has the ability to control the tank.
Okay, 10-4,
Linda Vista turns into Convoy. Past the Target. You can see the Target in the footage. Quick stop at the Wiener Schnitzel. Alright, leaving the Wiener Schnitzel now, and it just so happens, I don't think that Sean stopped at the Wiener Schnitzel, but he did take out this post right here, this light post, and that landed on the tank, and it was balancing on the tank. So he came around, made this left turn like this, and this light pole right here, this traffic light pole, this is the one that he hit. That's right, guy. I got a walk signal. There was already a light post on the tank balancing, and it hit right here. It's got a decent dent on it, but possibly even down here, because it was low. The thing was kind of hanging down. It's hard to tell because the tank is it's tall, you know.
Somebody needs to shoot this guy.
But he swung around like this and hit it. It knocked the traffic light post off of the tank and then continued up Balboa. Now from here, he made it onto the highway and actually covered some decent ground. I mean, how fast can a tank possibly be? Made it all the way down, so I'm gonna get back in my car and I'll show you that. Came down right onto the entrance ramp like this. Makes his way to there's a footbridge. He tried to ram it. I mean, he did ram it. He tried to knock it down, but that's what they think, at least.
With the binoculars, the best I can tell, those hatches are closed. I don't see anything open. Oh my God. You're going to try and take the bridge out.
Okay, get bridge out. Which bridge?
The pedestrian bridge south of Balboa.
The pedestrian bridge south of Balboa, BOL. He's possibly taking it out. Unit, stay away from that bridge if he takes it down. We're getting a
So he came right up here. I don't know if this guardrail, I don't remember the guardrail, but look at this. Well, oh yeah, you could see where it was repaired. Absolutely. So he took a big chunk out of this. And it's hard to see, sorry about that, but could not knock this whole thing down. Thankfully, I don't know if anybody was on it or not, but he tried. People probably think I'm crazy looking at a pillar. Little do they know. All right, from here it's just a little ways up where he got the tank high centered, and that was the end of the chase. All right, actually, I forgot. His demise was not on the 805. It was on the 163. So you gotta take this.
The interchange on the right.
Yes, thank you. So you have to take the interchange on the right, apparently. South 163, and so I mean, this is a good distance, you know. But I mean, who's gonna stop him? Some police cars? I mean, it's same thing as the Killdozer. I mean, if you're, how can you be ready for something like that? It's impossible to be.
Road, you're in danger. This is the San Diego Police Department. Get off the road and stay out. I copy. We'll get whatever we think.
I am almost at the location where he high centered it on the divider, but I wanted to show you this. This is the Sharp Memorial, or this is the hospital right around here, the Sharp Hospital. And it's this hospital that he tried to sue when he got into that motorcycle accident. He tried to sue for, I don't know, maybe just bad care, whatever it was. It was $1.6 million, and he lost. And then they countersued him for legal costs, and which he had to pay. So he really, unfortunately, he screwed himself pretty good on that one, because I think it was $6,000, which, you know, 1995, today's money, I don't know what that would be. What do you think, $12,000, $13,000? So for someone who already just didn't have much money and was in financial destitute, that's really unfortunate.
Oh my God. Abel, he just high-centered it on the center divide just north of Genesee. This thing side to side, you might be able to break that pavement loose and roll again. Right now, the officers still haven't been able to get the hatch
That's
open.
right where the tank hit the median. He thought he was going to be able to blast right through that, and it did not. And he never made it off of that. The footage is unbelievable.
Abel, they're trying to get the hatch open right now. The guy's still inside and he's not out. Come undone. The pavement underneath him is breaking up. It's possible if he keeps jerking this thing side to side, he might be able to break that pavement loose and roll again.
At that point, there were at least 4 cops, and they all jumped on top of the tank, and they used bolt cutters to get inside. And he was not stopping though. He was trying to move the tank and trying to get them to fall off of it. So one of the cops reached in and shot him in one of the shoulders. There's conflicting information as to which shoulder. And then also there's some conflicting information as to whether he died in the tank or not. Some reports said that he did. Some reports said that he was brought to that Sharp hospital, which ironically is the one that he sued, and that he died there. But that was the end. That was Sean Nelson was brought to an end. Unbelievable story. Wreaked havoc for those 22 minutes. 6 or so miles throughout this area of San Diego. Worldwide news. I think at that point that it changed the way security measures were implemented at the National Guards. Batteries were removed from the tanks, so you couldn't just start them up. In fact, those tanks that were there were moved. They were brought to a different place, to a fort, and as you saw, to this day, there are no tanks there. And by the way, he does not have a grave. He was cremated, so there's no grave. You know, sometimes people snap, and maybe some people are jealous because he got to live the life that the game that people play, GTA. He lived it for real. It's crazy when you think about it. But I maintain that he could have done a lot more damage if he really wanted to. So, hope you found this fascinating. I literally am on the road, so I can't even say I'm getting back on the road. See you in the next video.